Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to replace the LCD screen assembly on your Nokia Lumia 1520. Okay, and as you can tell, the screen is like completely cracked. It's really badly cracked. So we're going to be replacing the entire front screen assembly. Alright, so let's get started. First thing we want to do is let's remove the SIM card tray and SD card tray. That is the SIM card tray up, and the SD card tray over here. Okay. Okay, so for this phone, we actually have to remove the screen up first. So we're gonna pry up with an open prying tool. Probably gonna be using a plastic prying tool for this phone. Okay, so let's start prying up from the top towards the bottom. So you're gonna wedge it in between the screen and this plastic part right here. So we're gonna try and wedge it in there so we can separate it. All right, as you can see, it's already separating a little bit. Okay, let's go down the side now. All right, let's keep going down the sides. Let's go down the other side now. All right, once you have it a little bit open, you can just give it some pressure with your hands around the edges and remove it. And it comes apart. Okay, we can put that to the side now. All right, let's clean that up a little bit. All right, so next thing we're going to need is a Torx screwdriver. All right, so we're gonna use the Torx screwdriver to remove all of these screws. Okay, so next thing we're going to need to do is we're going to remove this tape. Now remove it carefully so we don't rip any cables. All right, let's put that over here. All right, let's remove these two screws right here so that we can disconnect the charging port from the bottom. Let's remove this bracket and disconnect the flex cable. All right, once you disconnect that, you can lift it up. Let's remove this tape right here and this one over here as well. Okay, let's disconnect this white antenna right here. Disconnect that. Move it out of the way. Let's lift it up. Okay, and also the black antenna. Let's lift this flex cable up carefully, gently, so we can remove the black antenna out of the way. Okay, now we can pull it up. Okay, and the bottom charging port comes right out. Let's put that over here on the side. Okay, next thing we're gonna want to do is let's start working on getting the motherboard out. So we're gonna be removing all of these screws around here. Okay, let's disconnect this cable right here. It's the battery cable. We should have disconnected this before, but it's okay, we can take it out now. Alright, next thing we're gonna want to do is we're gonna have to lift up this little bracket right here that's holding down these two flex cables. So to remove this little bracket here, what you're gonna do is you're kind of just gonna like push on it right here. You're gonna see it has a little metal piece. Push back on it and it comes out. Okay, and then once you remove that, we can disconnect the flex cables. All right, so I believe that's all the flex cables. We should be able to lift up the motherboard now. Oh, let's remove this bracket down here as well. Alright, so if you lift it up carefully, just start pulling or wiggling it, pulling around the edges, and it'll come out. So that's the motherboard with the camera. Okay, so for the battery, what you're going to want to do is give it some heat over here on the screen so that the adhesive that's holding the battery down can loosen up. So actually, I use a hot plate, so I'm just going to put it on the hot plate for a couple of seconds, maybe a minute or so. Until it's hot enough, you know, to remove the battery easier. So I'm gonna pause it here and keep recording when it's hot enough, and I'll show you how to remove it. Okay, so it's been on there for about a minute or two now. I think it's hot enough. Feels pretty hot. So let's start prying up on it now. Alright, so I'm just going to begin to kind of give it some pressure upwards, because it should come up now. There you go. It just flew out. Love it when that happens. Okay, so anyways, yeah, the battery came out. Okay, it's still in good condition. Nothing ripped on it or anything. That's just the adhesive that sticks onto the frame. So we got the battery out. Let's put it over here. Alright. Alright, so now next thing we want to do is let's get the new screen with frame that we're going to be installing, so we can check it out and see what it actually comes with. Okay, so here's the new frame that I got. New LCD screen with frame, glass, everything. Nothing either. Okay, so it looks like all we're going to need to replace is this vibrator motor and this cable right here. Alright, so let's remove that carefully now. Let's remove the vibrator motor first. See if we can get under here carefully. Okay, I got under it. So gently lift, give it some pressure. Yep, and it comes out. Alright, so let's place that on the new one. Yep, I believe it goes right there. Okay, now let's remove this long flex cable, which is for the power button and volume buttons. Okay, so let's lift it up here. Okay, let's try and pry it up down here. Let's gently lift this one up. There you go, it came out. Let's work on this one over here now. There you go. Okay, so it came out. Gotta be very gentle because it's a very thin cable, so it could rip super easily. Now let's place it on the new one. And I believe this little circle hole right here goes here. Up. Right there. Yep, the new frame's also gonna have these little holes so that you know where to position it correctly. Okay, now just give it a little bit of pressure so it can stick down. And bend it back. Alright, so it looks like we're set. We're not gonna need this no more now. I'll throw this away. Alright, so now we're gonna start working backwards. I'm gonna put the battery back on first. Okay, next thing we're gonna place is the ear speaker, which fell out. So let's check this out and see how it goes. Okay, so it looks like this connects right here. It's gonna go like this. Make sure the little metal pins are facing upwards. Okay. Okay, so then after that, we can go ahead and place the motherboard back in. Remember, the front camera has to fall in here first. The front camera has to fall in this little hole first. Let's put that in there. Let's move the flex cables out of the way. The battery cable. Okay. There you go. We can squeeze it down a little bit. Okay, so yep, looks like we're good. Okay, so now we can connect the flex cables. Let's connect these two flex cables down here. The battery. Whoop. Okay. All right, next thing I want to do is I want to place this bottom charger port, since we need to get the antennas in carefully through here. So let's place this here where it goes. Okay. Let's connect it up here. Okay, so first we're going to put in the black cable. Squeeze it in there. Alright, so now for to put the black cable in first, we're gonna need to give it a little bit of pressure so that it can fall in its place. So let's push it in here. Okay, in between the brackets. Okay, so now let's continue to just push it in all the way up. Perfect. Okay, so now we can go ahead and connect the cable. Black cable connects right here. Okay, if you see that the black cable doesn't fall on top of there correctly, it's because down here you need to pull it a little bit back. Alright, so let's same way we squeeze the black cable, let's push the white cable in just a little bit on top of the black cable. You'll notice that it goes in as well. Okay, so the white cable is in there correctly as well. Now let's connect it. There you go. So both cables are connected. The charger port is connected. Alright, now all we need to do is let's place this small bracket that goes on top of the vibrator motor. There you go. It goes like that. So let's go ahead and place this bracket, which holds down the camera. Which holds down the charger port and the battery cable. I'm gonna place it here under the bracket and place it in its place. And now let's get the screw. All right, let's go ahead and place all the screws back on. Alright, so now we can place these tapes back where they were. To hold the cables down. Okay, yep, so once you have that in, let's place this tape back on here, which I believe it was like this. Okay. Okay, so once you have everything back together like this, you can go ahead and put the back housing back on, the back cover. So we're gonna put the bottom in first, charger port in first. All right, and then we're gonna squeeze it around all the edges. Okay, so it looks good. Put the SIM card trays back in. All right, so that's how you replace the LCD screen on the Nokia Lumia 1520. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, please like and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching. Bye.